Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jody Scotter. Today I'm going to be adding just a little bit of embellishment to these ATC cards. So these are donuts, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to put sprinkles on and make it a really nice high gloss finish? So I mixed up some resin and I put in some plastic sprinkles. Call me crazy, but I went through a whole container of mixed colors and I separated all of the pink and the white out because that's the color that I wanted on my donuts. So I'm just mixing in the little artificial sprinkles to the resin. Now when we put the resin on the paper, it's really important that you sort of prime your paper first. This is watercolor paper. I painted it and then I put a coat of matte medium. If you don't put the matte medium down, you could risk the chance of the paper turning color. You know, sometimes if you put the resin down, it'll turn like the white will turn a gray color. So what we're going to do is just gently lay down the sprinkles. Now the resin's going to spread, so I want to make sure that I don't put too much on. If you put too much on at the beginning, you're going to have resin everywhere, and I really want it to stay on the card. But it's going to dry and it will make a nice hard finish on the outside. Usually ATC cards are flat, but sometimes it's fun to add a texture. So ATC cards, if you don't know what they are art trading cards. They are 2.5 by 3.5 inches wide. These ones I rounded the corners. But isn't this fun? Sort of like a clear glaze with the sprinkles. I'm going to add to the other ones to make sure I have enough, and then I'll go back. But you'll see as I continue, this is going to start to spread. So you want to make sure you're wearing gloves when you're using resin and in a well-ventilated area. This is art resin. I am going to do a tutorial on how to mix your resin. It's equal parts of resin and hardener. And you want to make sure your space is fairly warm. If it's too cold, you're going to have issues. You're going to get lots of bubbles. So you want to make sure it's fairly warm and you mix the resin really well. But you can see already, like, this is so fun. It really makes these cards pop. I'm just using a popsicle stick to spread it. And you could use a Q-tip or whatever. After you use this, it's gonna go in the garbage. You're not gonna be able to reuse it again. So we'll just get these all on, and then we can go back and spread them out a little bit more. Just try and keep it on the inside of the donut first, because it is going to spread wide. So trying to keep it in the actual donut. And a little bit on this one. So the cards, to do the donuts, I used watercolors. Quite a few layers actually in order to get the look that I wanted. And then just adding these little sprinkles. So the sprinkles and the resin are going to take approximately 12 hours to dry and about 24 to 36 hours to fully dry. So I wouldn't be mailing these for at least a couple days. You want to make sure the resin is really dry before you pop them in the mail. Okay, so you can see that first one is starting to spread already. I'm not going to add any more to that one. I'm going to add a few more sprinkles here and maybe just spread them out a bit. But yeah, it's kind of fun. If it goes over the edge, it is fixable. You can cut it off after, especially in the first 12 hours. Once it's, you know, once you're able to touch the resin, you can cut it with some scissors. It's a little bit pliable, but after about 36 hours, you're not going to be able to, it'll be harder to cut it off. I really like these sprinkles. I kind of want to add more somewhere. So when I'm doing ETC cards, I like to think outside the box. What's something that someone might not have tried before? Another ones I'm working on, I'm going to be showing you. I cut a circle out of the paper and then use some embroidery. I like to just try different things that maybe someone might not have. You have a much better chance of getting a trade if you have something unique. But yeah, this is really fun. And once this dries, this is going to be very high gloss. Wherever the resin is, it's going to be extremely glossy. So that's going to be fun. It's going to give the donut a real cool texture. These almost look good enough to eat. I'll just put a few more sprinkles on there. You can also use tweezers or something, but that you would have to use them only for resin and wipe them off really well after. I would probably use, you can use a little bit of alcohol to wipe it after. Now normally when I'm working with resin, sometimes like if there's a few little tiny bubbles, I'll take a heat gun and blow it. But I'm not going to do that tonight because I'm okay if there's a few bubbles, and I don't want to blow the resin out at all. You can see it started to spread. Now, if you get it on, it's not a huge deal. You can just spread it around. Maybe that whole area is going to be glossy. But yeah, like I said, it will spread, and it'll even spread from here. Here, we're still getting some spreading, so move that around. All right, so once this is dry, you can just touch up the edges if you need. And that's about it. So adding resin to your paper. Remember, you need to prime the paper with a matte medium and then let that dry completely and then apply your resin. All right, so hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and like, and we'll see you next time.